If you had told me 5 years ago that I'd commission as an officer, find the woman of my life and marry her, what, travel the world to Antarctica, to Iceland, to Puerto Rico, in and out of the Navy, and also have a child and be expecting another, I'd say you're crazy. However, here I am, 2025, and yeah, it's a reality. And in those 5 years, I feel like a loss has happened where I've not been able to savor the moments that are happening. And through this YouTube channel, I'm hoping to capture some of those things and also to show them to people how life can be. I think it would have been useful for me to have seen 5 years ago what is possible 5 years in the future, having written down a bunch of goals in 2020 in Notion and seeing some of them actually come to fruition. It's one thing to think about these things, and it's another to see them in reality. It doesn't get spoken enough from my perspective anyway, because it's always some person making a bunch of money, 100 million. But there's a good life to be lived that doesn't involve millions. It involves spending time with your family, your wife, and your child. Things that anecdotally have been mocked in the past. I'm sure you know the jokes. For example, my wife, the old ball and chain, or something like that, where it's made to seem like marriage itself is made to seem like marriage itself is something to dread, and raising children has also become something that's less desirable to most people. Part of it being from a financial point of view, because everyone knows the world in which we live in currently. But also, I think depending on where you look and who you speak to, you get a very different perception of what having children can be like. For me, it's been a very positive experience, and I'd like to put that out there for people to know what it's like to have a child. I'll let you know when I have what two is like. I don't anticipate it being as fun as as good as it has been right now. But let's see. However, as all these things have been happening, one thing I've realized is that I've not been able to capture these things how I would want to, which would be the medium of video. I like having things that I can look back on and see where I was in life, especially when I can see the images themselves. My life has been beautiful, actually, is the long and short of it, the past few years. And I I want the world to be able to see life through my eyes, but not so that you can see how good my life is, but to see how good life can be, while highlighting the fact that you don't need to earn £1 million a year or whatever grind set mentality we like prevails now and then. The main point of this video, however, is to introduce myself and the channel, but also to talk about something that has stopped me from starting this channel for a while. And at first I thought it was about timing, that, oh, it wasn't the right time, we've just had a child, or we've just moved, or there's too much work. And ultimately I realized that that wasn't actually the main reason why I hadn't started this channel, because right now isn't the best time either. Hence the backdrop of just our calyx with a breast pump on that side and just random stuff all around from the house. But the reality is the best time to start is now. And the main reason why you don't feel that way is because of one thing: fear. I was afraid of what people are going to say, if people know me, if they don't, they might not like the way I speak. They might not like the way I speak. They might not like what I say. And all that, more than likely, these guarantees happen anyway with enough people watching something. And did that fear go away? No, not really. The fear remains, however, action in the face of that fear is what defines growth and courage. The best analogy I've come up for this is, imagine you're running a race, you're at the starting blocks. However, the pistol for starting has actually gone years ago. It's better to take a clumsy first step, stumble, stack it, get up, and then continue the race than to never take the first step because you're too busy thinking about how you're going to go about it. Life isn't a 100-meter sprint, it's more of a marathon, and sometimes it's better to start the race messy than to never start. If you can't tell, I'm on leave, that's why I'm getting all esoteric. So I hope this comes across as profound as I think it does, else I'm gonna end up looking like an absolute moron. But anyway, this is my first clumsy step in capturing what it's like to being married, being a dad, and retrospectively capturing the best memories of the past 5 years while also proceeding to capture the next five and as best as I can. and also to inspire as many people to continue living a good life. Nos vemos pronto.